Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your January 2021 tarot reading. I hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year. Um, as far as personal readings go, I'm actually going to start them up again in January. So of course I'm recording this in December, but when we physically get to January, I'll start them up again and I'll make an update on the channel as far as when that'll be. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic Cross spread as always. And I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So we'll get started with the main spread first. In the main situation position, we have the Three of Wands. And this is Aries energy. And primarily, well, for you guys, Aries is your 10th house of career and social status. And we do still have Mars moving through Aries. It'll finally move out of Aries, I think, around the 8th or 9th maybe of January. So at the time I'm recording this, obviously it's still moving through there. But really, given that this points to your house of career and social status, I feel like this is saying that you guys might have really been waiting on something for a long time in that area of your lives. And with this in reverse, could just be saying that the wait might finally be up. So you might finally get some news, maybe get some recognition, some kind of rewards for your work coming up in January. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. So if this coming up in the challenge position, it could just be that saying that it was a long time coming, because to me the Sun in this case would represent getting that recognition, right, for the work that you've put in. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it usually points to a stable, reliable energy, but it's the slowest moving of the Knights. So it could have been one of those things where maybe you guys even knew it was coming. You might have even had discussions about it earlier, but they might tell you, hey, we're not going to be able to do it till this time. For some of you, could even go as far as up until when we have the full moon in Virgo, which would be toward the end of February. So just as an example, they might let you know, yes, we're going to give you that raise for the work you've done this year, but it won't go into effect until late February. Just a generic example of how the energies could play out. In the foundation position, we have the Tower and the Nine of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here, and represents the middle 10 degrees of Sagittarius. And with the Tower showing up here, to me, I'm really just picking up on the vibe. Primarily, for most of you, this is all going to be related to career and finances, just to give you a heads up on that. But with these two cards coming up here, for some of you, it could just be saying that you might have even gone through a job loss or some kind of a setback recently. Possibly while, we were in those degrees of Sagittarius. That's certainly a possibility. And then that could explain why you might be waiting for a new job. It could represent you guys put your resume out there to look for a new job. But for others of you, it could just be saying that, you could just be guarded around the situation because maybe there was some disappointment. So maybe some of you didn't know, for example, that there would be such a delay around whatever this was. So, for example, they might have told you, hey, January 1st, we're totally going to kick in your new pay raise, and then you might receive word now, no, actually, we're going to have to push that back to February. So again, kind of going along that same theme, but just another generic example. In the past position, we have the Fool. So to me, it looks like it's saying that you were definitely open, more risk-taking. You might have had more confidence around the situation. You might have felt like it was a sure thing, for example. Because the Three of Wands, when it is in the upright, usually is a pretty confident energy. That kind of says, hey, I know I've put in the work. I'm going to let the rewards come back my way now. So could have been the energy that you guys were in the past. And actually, I just remembered the fact that, of course, there's going to be that full moon in your sign toward the very end of December. So that could possibly point to that Tower energy as well. In the present position, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is Capricorn energy here. And again, I view this as you guys are kind of, trying to pinch your pennies a bit because, you're like, okay, I know this money is definitely coming, but it might be a while, so let me just try to budget, stretch a buck here and there until that time comes to just kind of ride it out. I do see that it will be for the majority of you, it looks like it'll definitely be short lived, but this definitely looks like something you might be thinking about now, just kind of restricting yourselves when it comes to spending. And of course, since this is Capricorn energy, for some of you, can this all be around a romantic relationship? Sure, it could. Could just be saying that, maybe there's someone you've had an interest in and you've been waiting for things to move to the next level with them, and it might have been taking forever. And it could just be saying that now you're finally getting that movement, but definitely not at the pace you were hoping for, basically. So, for example, like let's say when we have the new moon in Capricorn, which is your opposite sign, around the middle of January, maybe you finally see some movement then. But like I said, for majority of you, I'm really picking up heavy finances on this reading. Near future position, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, and the Five of Pentacles. So the good thing here, again, we see obviously more pentacle energy pointing to finances, and with the Six of Pentacles here, to me this is saying that if you guys are going through some financial difficulty, looks like you'll definitely be able to get some help around that. For some of you, since Taurus energy represents your house of groups and friendships, could even just be a friend of yours that might understand your circumstances. You might be like, hey, I was expecting this raise to kick in. It didn't kick in when I was hoping. And they might be able to, just give you some money to loan in the meantime, something along those lines. But again, if this is just all around the same place of employment too, like I said, if you feel like, okay, the money that you're making just isn't cutting it compared to the work that you're being asked to put in. So, for example, let's say there might have been some layoffs, but now, how that usually goes. The work doesn't disappear, but the employees do, right? So now you're like, all right, well, now I'm doing way more work than I had to do before for the same pay, So this could just be saying that they might provide you with that increase. All right. And the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is Libra energy here. And for you guys, that's your fourth house. So that's a energy you guys naturally comfortable with, since Cancer is the natural ruler of the fourth house. But really, to me, this is saying that you guys are definitely determined to get that balance, So again, I felt that with that Three of Wands energy too. And with that coming in the reverse, it looks like it will be coming your way. Like I said, this is that energy similar to the Three of Wands as far as, hey, I put in the work, I know what I deserve, right? So this could just be the stance that you guys are taking right now. Like, okay, well, like I said, just another generic example. If there were some layoffs at your job and now the work that was spread among 5 people, let's say, is now just on you, right? Obviously, then you're going to need something more. Either they need to hire more people to help, or you need more money. So just, again, super generic example, but that's the general idea I see there. And if it's around a relationship, you just might want the give and take to be equal. So if that's been out of balance as well, like with that Three of Wands there, right? So let's just go with the relationship theme for a second. Let's say this was you guys feeling like you were always putting in the work, right? Maybe even this represents you feeling that the other person is childish, right? You're like, okay, why am I always picking up after this person, things along those lines. But it could just be saying that they'll actually grow out of that and start putting in their fair share too, and that's what we can see there. All right, in the environment position, we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy again, and the Page of Cups. So really what I'm seeing with this is, again, around the finances. This could definitely represent a boss, especially, again, since for you guys, Aries energy is your 10th house, career, social status. So again, I'm getting that feeling where, you might get some kind of offer that wasn't quite what you were expecting, right? So to me, with the fish in the cup there, this makes me think of, okay, something's fishy is going on if we think about that old term, right? So could just be saying that if they do give you an offer, I'm not necessarily saying play hardball with them, but at the very least question it, because another way I'm seeing these energies too could just be saying that the person might have this, rugged exterior, but underneath it all, they're actually more friendly than they appear, more willing to compromise than they appear. So, if you feel like an offer you get from them seems really low, if you don't feel comfortable just going all out with playing hardball with them because maybe, times are tough, at the very least, just try to question them about it, or just mention to them, oh, I was hoping to get, more because of XYZ. Can't hurt to at least do that and see what they say. Because I feel like there could be more that comes your way if you do that. All right. And in the hopes or fears position, we have the Five of Wands. So for some of you, I feel like this is probably pointing to a fear. It could just be saying that maybe whatever job you might be going for, it could be in a very competitive field. So you could just be fearing that, oh, okay, am I really going to get it? Especially if you feel like you've been waiting for a while, like, oh, are they offering the job to someone else? For the vast majority of you, the overall vibe I'm picking up on here is that whatever it is, like I said, whether it's a raise or a new job altogether, will be coming your way. I just feel like it's going to be delayed. But I feel like at the very least, you'll hear word this month, basically. Put it that way. And in the outcome position, we have the Magician and the Seven of Swords. So, Aquarius energy there. And with these two cards coming up together, I'm getting the same vibe that I was saying with the cards I saw in the environment, which is to say, if someone gives you an offer, might even sound good on paper, just, at least ask them, Like I said, I don't think that would blow anything up, but at least you could see, all right, get a feel for, is that really all they're able to offer or not, right? Because let's say with those swords being left behind, they could say, oh, this is all we have to offer you, but really they could have offered more. So just a generic way those energies could play out. And if there is some kind of weird deception going on in your environment, you should be able to pick that up with the Magician energy because it's saying all the tools are at your disposal. But I'm really not picking up on that as heavily. I feel like it's more of, someone might be giving you part of the story, basically. So keep an eye out for that. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So again, I do feel like there is some confidence on your part, even if you might have felt like things have been taking forever. Confidence in what you do have to offer and really expecting that to be met. So that's what I see there. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we have Round and Round. All right, well, I won't focus, but there it is there. There's the artwork, and the number is 25. Okay, it says the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The Oracle's message. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. So definitely a pretty positive message there. And, like I said, could just be as simple as maybe in the past you might not have spoken up for yourself in a situation like that, and maybe this time you will. And like I said, this was a heavy finance vibe for me, but I will read the relationship message, and hopefully you guys could get something out of that if that's what you were wondering about. It says, are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old pattern with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. So an interesting message there, and that definitely makes me think of what we see there with the Queen of Swords energy and the position of your influence, which, like I said, it seems like you guys are standing up for yourselves and really making sure that situations are fair and balanced. So hopefully you got something from that message as well. And the prosperity message says, if you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it's because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. So definitely a pretty positive message there. I did like the part where it mentioned, you're invited to see what you couldn't see before. So that reminds me of what I'm saying with that magician energy. If there is some kind of deception in your environment, it looks like you will be able to spot that this time. Like I said, it could be one of those things where someone might offer you less than they really could offer, so you might just have to question that. And for others of you, it could just be where maybe they might present an exterior that might seem intimidating to you, but really underneath it all, they're a lot more approachable than they appear. So that's another angle to look at it from as well. All right, so from the next Oracle deck, we got Dog Spirit. It says, being loyal to what you love. There's the artwork, and the number is 19. Okay, it says, Dog Spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you, and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog Spirit also says, be true to that which you love, for now is a time of good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true, and Dog Spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well, and hopefully that resonated. And lastly, we have a Mudra for you guys. So Mudra you guys got for this month is the Ashvaratna Mudra. There it is there. The keyword for it is perspective. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says balances earth, water, and fire elements, benefiting digestion, circulation, and overall vitality. Cuts through ego clinging and narrow-mindedness, gives new perspective on your choices and life's path. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of it in the description of the video as always. Once again, hope you guys are having a good holiday season and a happy new year. I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.